On behalf of Steve Katurba and his wife Val, welcome to this amazing checkered flag museum with all its wonderful cars and bikes, plus, which no other motor museum has got. It's pretty unique. They've got a Canberra bomber jet engine here as well, which Steve received from his friend John Sayers for his birthday. Not everybody gets a Canberra jet engine for his birthday. We've all been invited here by the Porsche Club of South Africa Central Region with the Severe Fenike Porsche Centre in Pretoria of the Johan Marais and Sally Insurance Brokers. South Africa is an amazing country for motorsport. What other country of our size certainly has 9 racing circuits? Top variety of countryside for rallying and cross-country racing. We've got deserts, we've got forests, we've got mealie fields, we've got everything here. And also lots of classy karting circuits, right up to international standards. We've also produced top vehicle designers. There's Rory Byrne, who designed Michael Schumacher's Benettons and his Ferraris. Gordon Murray, the McLaren designer, also the Brabham Alpha designer. And Pierre Blanche, who designed the Ducati motorcycles. He comes from Uitenhage. And builders of performance cars which can hold their own anywhere in the world. Basil Green was there. Basil van Rooyen, now retired in Australia. Jeff Mortimer built some brilliant cars. Willie Meissner, Jimmy Price in PE. We had Bob Fenike with Dart, and also John Myers with the Protea sports car. There's not many countries can boast of these designers. Also legendary competitors on 2 and 4 wheels. Look, we had world champions. We had Jody Scheckter, who won the world championship in, I believe this in 1979. In a Ferrari, there's Cork Bellington, won it in 79 and 80, the 250 and 350 in his Kawasaki's. John Eckerl won one in 1980. We've got the Binder brothers working away at it now, doing very well in MotoGP. Also Stephen Odendahl is in the World Superbike. Cam Peterson just won the American Superbike title. And with motocross, Greg Albertine won the world title twice. Also Tyler Rattray. So we really can boast a lot of champions. Karting as well. There's Wade Nelson won the World Karting Championship. Mark Cronje, I remember him doing that at Swartkops Raceway on the international circuit. And also Leroy Poulter and Cristiano Magada. So we can really be proud of these guys. But there's 2 other South Africans who are icons in motorsport. They've travelled the world racing. One of the unfortunate things with South Africa, we're just so far away from everywhere. You've got to travel overseas. It gets quite expensive to travel and stay overseas to go racing. But they've got 2 drivers that have done unbelievable things for South Africa. Okay, first question I want to ask you, what do you think of George Forshee as a driver?
Not much.
You can guarantee that answer from Sarah, not much. Yeah,
no,
George.
Really, George, I've known George since he was a 19-year-old boy starting and all this, and he was a sport brat, really. And eventually he developed into a proper racing driver. And we had some great times together, you know.
You did? And you shared a car at Le Mans, your first?
We shared a car in quite a few of the World Championship races. I think, you know, Monza, Australia. We did quite a lot of races together. And I've known George, like I said, from 19 years of age. And then he got into Japan, and he did wonderful things there, you know, including getting...
Listen, the 2 of you flying the flags for South Africa is fantastic. I mean, so people are so proud. One of the things that we don't seem to ever get right is actually telling people in South Africa what you've been doing. Nobody's been promoting. In your case, a bit different with Rory Brown. He was a great journalist. But we don't have enough that people know all about the great things that you've done overseas, you know?
Well, to a large extent, Roger, that was in the apartheid days. And,
difficult to travel too, eh?
Travelling problems, and you didn't want to have too much noise made about you. So to a large extent, we kept the American stuff fairly quiet. And, you know, George bought another passport that he could travel on. And I didn't do it because I was too hard-assed. Actually, that's what I should have done. And I could have had quite a few more or better drives. But the guys would say, well, get another passport, like Merck. I could have had a Merck drive. Yeah, the year that they won Le Mans, and no, I didn't, and so yeah.
Listen, just before we go on to your career, George, what do you think of Sorrel as a driver?
Ah, simply the best.
You know, he's sacred. No,
You just have to look at a career, and you know, there's just no doubt. He's done everything, he's won everything, and you just have to respect him for that.
Oh, no, fantastic.
But getting back to what he was saying about, you know, South Africans not knowing what we were doing over there, it's exactly what he's saying. I used to have journalists screaming at me saying, please give us info on what you're doing in Japan.
Yeah, you want to know, yeah, for
and
sure.
I just said, I cannot do this because I don't want to be in the public eye. I mean, just now the Japanese embassy picks up a newspaper and sees for sure South African wins at Fuji. Oh. I'm out of my career straight away there. I mean, they'll never let me back in. So
it's amazing, we forget about that.
We had to run under the radar.
When I ran with him at Fuji, I went to get a visa. And they said, no, you can't get when we know who you are. So I said, no, but I also build cars and I'm going to buy turbos. And eventually they got me to do it, and I raced there.
There was always a problem. Funny enough, when we were looking for motorcycle Grand Prix, I got permission. I had 3 passports actually, because I was born in Ireland. I had a British passport, an Irish passport, the EU passport, an Irish passport, and a South African passport. And I got permission from our government to travel. We were going to Yugoslavia, as you could cross over into a communist country in those days. And I just remember, I forgot about all that. It was so important to have the right passport. You can just go through an airport, and today they just scan it. But in those days, boy, they were asking questions.
Well, that's why they never caught you. You had 3 countries to go to, eh?
Yeah.